All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's Monday. It's another Monday. We're here. We made it through the weekend. Nothing crazy happened. Thank goodness. So I still don't know how to start off this show quite yet. Do I just go straight to doing stuff? My brain is doing weird things right now. But anyways, good morning. Welcome in. If you didn't know, I am Tahoe Anime. This is my stream where I work on all kinds of different projects, either for my Stitch Tales book series, whether it's like working on pages, writing story, or any of the publishing things that I normally have to do, packaging files, sending them off to Ingram Spark, all of those things. So we're kind of we talked about this a little bit on Friday, even in our podcast episode last night at the very end. We're kind of reaching the point in the process of publishing book number 3. So if you're just joining us, hello. I'm currently in the process of finishing writing my 3rd children's picture book. It's part of my Stitch Tales Half True Stories Woven Together series. And so we've been working on the illustrations and getting everything put together for the publishing part of stuff over the past 6 months. Quite a bit. We're on episode 121 and a full year. So I've been doing 3 episodes a week for a full year would be like 156. So we're coming up on, we've got 30 some odd episodes, 35 episodes, give or take, left before we hit that full year loop. So we still got a few months down the road, but yeah, we've been working on book 3 for a lot of time here, and working on other projects, whether it's like website updates or social media posts, and doing kind of all of things, getting things put together for events that we did last year, all of those things. So we're kind of in that period where, like I said, book 3 is coming to a close. As far as we don't have any more illustrations. We might have minor tweaks to do. But I was able to go on Saturday, like I said I was going to, and ordered a copy of book 1, book 2, and book 3. I ordered book 1 and 2 again because I had made some changes to the cover of those books, and I wanted to make sure everything still turned out correctly for those. So that's why I did those, even though those have already been in print for 2 years. Because we did some updates to the barcodes and stuff like that, I wanted to make sure everything was still kosher and looked good, and I didn't screw anything up. So that's why I ordered those. But book 3 is going to be our first sample copy that we are actually going to get back from the printer distributor, so that we can look at it and make sure everything is lined up correctly, and see if there's any adjustments that need to be made. We did see on their proof that they sent us, their digital proof, that there was a 1 pixel line of white, but it was on the internals of every page, so it shouldn't be a problem. It was a weird aberration, like it wasn't showing up in any of my files, but when they would send me their proof, it was in their proof files. So we'll have to see how that prints out and if there's any errors with their printing and stuff like that. That's why we want to order a proof copy first, is just to make sure that none of those, if there are some kind of weird things, that we catch it early on before we go into heavy production kind of thing. So because I will need to order a good chunk of books coming up this year. because my stock that I currently have is getting lower. I'm not out, but it's getting lower. So I've got some, but I need to rebump up the amount that I have, especially as we move closer to our July release date for book number 3. I want to make sure and have like copies on hand, so that when we do go to book events or start talking to bookstores and stuff like that, trying to plan out release day events and stuff like that, that we have stock available to take with us. So and yeah, that's kind of the way it's rolling at the moment. I want to talk a little bit about some of that this morning, first off the bat. And then we've got some updates and some changes to do for our business cards and stickers and things like that I want to do today and over probably the next couple of streams. Start getting some of the back end business stuff put together. But yeah, I wanted to take a moment here to talk a little bit about ordering copies for your own resale and stuff like that. I know this was a comment, not a comment, but this is a topic that I talk with people about every once in a while when they ask about it. And there's no real like right or wrong way to do any of that stuff. I do have to say though, so partially the way the printing and distribution works with books, especially from like Ingram Spark, even if it's not Ingram Spark, even if it's some other like international supplier or something like that, the more you buy, the cheaper they get. And that comes in a couple different reasons. If you're buying more than 100 copies, especially on Ingram Spark's website, you're going to get a discount on two things. You're going to get a discount on the run, because that's such a big quantity. They can basically keep the machines running on that stack of 100 much easier, and this way they don't have to stop, change things out, start something new, and you know what I mean? It's because you're having a bigger run, you're going to get a little bit of a discount on that. The other part that you get a discount on is shipping, because they're able to pack more into boxes and get them to you, and they get a better shipping rate for more rather than less. So it's in the long run, in the big scale of things, buying more is definitely better. But at the same time, if you buy 1,000 copies of your book, or like in my case, if I buy 1,000 copies of each of my books, that's 3,000 copies. I now have to store those somewhere. I have to find some place to put those and keep those, and hope that at some point I can sell them. Yes, I will make more money because I got all the discounts, and trust me, as you get up into the thousands of books purchased, the savings really, really add up. Like 1,000 copies, 10,000 copies, 100,000 copies. If you wonder how these big publishers and stuff like that get away with doing that, it's because that's why. They're ordering 10,000 copies, and they're getting the price is going from like $9 per book down to $7 or $5 a book. You know what I mean? It's a pretty drastic drop. And then if they turn around and sell all those, they make way more buku bucks. It doesn't change how much you make though, as the author though, because that's already predetermined. That's part of the traditional publishing route. Anyways, for me, being a self-published author and doing small runs and stuff like that, I I make a decent amount selling them myself. I don't make very much money selling them online through Amazon or anything like that. Those are just kind of like convenience spots to be able to have. Those are presents, right? Like people want to know, oh, your book is on Amazon. Be like, oh yeah, my book is on there. It's just like it lends itself legitimacy in certain aspects. So those are good places, but I personally don't make a lot of money off of those. If you do head over to stitchtales.com, you can see I've got a breakdown of all of the costs kind of associated and how it works and who gets a piece of the pie before it gets all the way down to the author illustrator / publisher in that realm. So but yeah, so it's for me it's a hard consideration because I don't have a whole bunch of money and capital to put towards buying huge bulks of books, which would probably be the smarter thing to do. But at the same time, if you don't have contracts or don't have connections to be able to get those books into stores or into places where they can be purchased and stuff like that, then that's going to make that much harder and stuff like that. And you may be sitting on a lot of books at some point. So it's a risk reward, like with most things. It's just how it rolls. So for me, I typically, like I said, the discount comes after you buy over 100 books. So I haven't done that yet, because in order to buy 100 books of even just like book one, that's about $1,000, which is a huge chunk of money. Like that's a big chunk especially when you're still. I still feel like I'm still starting out. I know this is my third year, but that's a big chunk. And it's a little scary to think that to spend that chunk of money and then not know whether or not you have the ability to sell it all. Like I'm fairly certain like 100 books I could store at my house. That'd be fine. 100 books over the life of the series that I'm putting together will easily get sold. That's probably good. But it's still kind of scary. It's still kind of scary to think in a lot of ways. So I don't know. It's hard to say. So for the moment, I am just doing little small runs of book 1 and 2. And just so far that's worked pretty well. Like I said, I think how many books did I list? So far between book 1 and book 2, we've purchased 171 copies that I've had shipped to myself, and then we've sold. How many do we have? We have 20. Oh, I just wrote it down too. Where did I put that? We've got 24 of book 2 and 18 of book 1. So we've sold down pretty far. We've got 42? We've got 42 left out of 171. So like, that's not bad at all. That's pretty good for 2 years. Almost 130 books that we've sold. I'm very happy with that. That's very pleasantly surprising. But that's the thing. So as you do more projects, especially for me, I'm under the idea and impression that as I do more, that people will recognize more, and it will start to build and gain its own little following and stuff like that. So yeah, I think doing what I'm doing so far has worked pretty well, has served pretty well, hasn't broken the bank at all. But it's hard to think like, oh, I could get a discount, which then I could do more with, and it's like I should make that jump and try to do what I can with getting more copies and stuff like that. But like I said, it comes down to being like, I don't have any guarantees, and having to do a lot of the legwork and stuff like that. It's not bad, but it's a lot of legwork too. So anyways, that's my spiel on copies, buying copies and ordering copies and having them on stock for you. It's a pretty big topic. There's lots of understanding why the industry is the way it is. Yeah, I do need lots of very strong calves to do all that legwork. Yeah, that's no joke either, Sonny. It's daunting. It's you never know, You never know. But so we continue on. We Dreamer and I are I've got plans on things that we are planning, events and stuff that we're planning to apply for this year. We're hopefully going to be back at a bunch of the ones that we did last year. It's always nice to have guarantees on those, but events and stuff like that, they fill up, especially as more people come into your community and stuff like that too. So it's, like I said, kind of like with the book purchasing thing, it's hard to be able to plan and get guarantees on some of that stuff. So you just kind of have to, it's a little bit of winging it, especially as you're running this all by yourself and stuff, or doing this independently, I guess is the correct word, and not through a traditional publishing route means. So but with that all being said, now let's actually do some stuff while I'm yammering today. One of the things that I want to work on this week is getting our business cards updated. So as we've had here for the past 2 years, we've had buttons on our business cards here, kind of introducing our fan base to the series here, kind of being like, check out my books, they're all about me. Kind of a little joke that I put in there to see if people notice, especially as we move into book number 3, where we're introducing our next character. It's not just all about him. So he's gonna have to learn to share the spotlight a little bit. So yeah, we want to change up these graphics and make them relevant to the actual stuff that we've got going on. So let's look at okay, so that's our repeats there. What are these ones? Are these oh, those ones say book 1. Oh, that's right, because I made a shift. So that was the first version, this was the second version, because the first set of business cards was all about book 1. So yeah, it says book 1 and stuff like that. And I realized as I was getting ready to publish book number 2, I was just like, oh, it's not just about book 1 anymore, so I need to make a change there. So I changed it to book series and more, stitchtales.com, so people knew they can go find more stuff there. So, let's see. Yeah, this was the other idea, book 1 and 2, and then I quickly was just like, no, because we're gonna have more. So we're gonna have book 3 and 4 and go and so on as the series moves. So we're gonna change out some of this stuff. Let's get rid of those for the moment. I don't think we might need the cut marks. No, we don't need the cut marks anymore because we have lines on the back so I can cut them correctly. So that's that. Okay, those are shadows. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're gonna want to change out. We don't want to change out our character here. Let's find. Let's grab our. we're gonna need both of these guys. Okay, so question is, I know this needs to be changed out. Let's mess with that a little bit here. Do that. So the reason why these are black and white, select all, copy, here, here. The reason why the business cards here are black and white is because I'm printing these myself at home, and I didn't want to waste too much ink on this setup here. But at the same time, that was part of the reason. The second part is that I'm doing some stickers on these. So if you haven't seen the videos that I've put out of how my business cards work, let me see if I can put together a quick little sample for you. What they look like. Where is? Give me this one. That's fine. Move that to the top real quick. So I make these little 2x2 stickers that I print and laminate myself. And then the way they work is these lines, these little interesting little C-shape kind of lines, they actually get cut into a little oval shape, and this sticker comes up and it actually fits one corner underneath that side and one corner underneath this side. So our typical black and white has this really cool colored sticker on the face of it, so you get a business card and you get a free sticker in combination with each other. And then when you take the sticker off to put it on something, boom, there's all the information right there for you. And then I also have a print on the back as well. But yeah, that's what that looks like. That's why I've got it set up that way for our little 2x2 stickers, and why the black and white was kind of set up the way it is. So I've got some old stickers with buttons from when he was younger from the first two books. So now we need to swap over our business cards. We need to start making some new sneaky. Yeah, it's very sneaky. Some new stuff. We got to make some new stuff to fit in here. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's kind of it's been a cool process to figure out how to make these business cards the way I want and then print them myself, because these are actually a little bit bigger card size than a typical card. And then they in order to get that 2x2 to fit on here with these little slots, the card had to be a little bit taller, so they had to be custom made. I couldn't use a typical business card printer or anything like that because it wasn't going to fit. So reasons for things. Okay. So we're going to try to see if we can add both of them in here and make this work somehow. If we can. Let's go ahead, let's add another layer. Everything is working good. Okay. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to double check to make sure. I could have been talking this whole time and nobody could have heard me, but I assumed since we heard about the strong calves and the sneaky, so. Okay, so let's make some modifications here. So we can keep his color there. We need to go through, we need to change out all of these to black and white. White. I think, yeah, shifted his eyes. You know what? I don't want to do it quite yet. I don't want to do that quite yet. I haven't seen. That's something different. Oh yeah, that was the wrong black on that one too. I have so many issues with that. Still don't understand. Even that one's wrong. I recognize that. Same problems that we ran into with a bunch of our other texts and things like that, where it's just the wrong color for some reason. Which is good, which means we can fix all of that this time. So we've got one character here. Let's see. As much as I love this little devious attitude here, not the one we're looking for. Do we want to do... Let's do the classic. He's going to be sporting that one. Let's make our character sport this one. Select all, copy. Let's go ahead and add another layer here. Paste that, it'll be nice and big, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and flip it and reverse it. Move that in front. Okay, so I have to remember how tall Patch is. I have a height comparison. It was here. Okay, so up to the bottom of his whiskers. That's his height. Okay, cool. So we're roughly about that size. Especially if we got him twisted down like this. Yeah, something like that. Let's bump this. Do you want to bump that up? No, let's go there. I'm out of the way of... may have to move our main character up a little bit so that he's out of the way, so his mouth is clearing everything. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta change his ear colors too. Haha, good thing I got that. I was looking at Patch's colors and I was like, I gotta make sure and get rid of all the pink in his ears. I was like, oh, ears. Okay, so that one's good. This is also how I'm able to do coloring pages and stuff really easy as well, is because of this setup. I can just swap them out. Let's do that one. Back. That one. So several of these, when I had to do the coloring pages, I have to go back and I have to add sometimes I add a little black line in here. I can't remember. I can look at those pages real quick. Why did I have to add black line in some of those? Oh, that's right, because they were coloring pages, so I took out the colors completely. What we're talking about is here. So because they were completely white, they needed, otherwise they looked weird. You couldn't see their eyes. Kind of strange. So I gave them that extra line, but so I don't think we don't need to do that here. Luckily, we've got enough color around each of their spots and stuff like that, and their actual body colors that we should be fine. Should be fine. I'll select all. Move buttons up here a little bit. Let's take this hand, not do that. Do that. Let's take, let's go in here. Let's just move this hand semi out of the way so we don't have to worry about it. Get rid of that one. New layer. Don't care about that one. Just go away. That on top. So I had this before where Buttons was holding on to the side of this page, but well, maybe that won't work this time. Which is fine. I'll change up the idea a little bit here. We'll make them both doing the little wave thing. That'll be cute. Okay, so we want to duplicate this. I think this is the funny part about doing projects like this, is that I'm notorious for saving essentially all of the process through all of these pieces. I've got these 2 layers down here, 14 and 10. These are the old versions of the cards and stuff like that. I technically don't need them. I should just delete them. And actually, I think I can delete them because let me double check. This is the year 3 version, so I can actually get rid of them because I still have copies of them. But I do this thing where if I have layers and I'm like, oh, I may need them at some point. I'll never need them at some point, but I convince myself of that. I take them and I bury them at the bottom of the page, and even like these 2 down here, these repeats of main page and stuff like that. Like, I don't need those. They're just hidden right now. I can get rid of those once I make the new ones. But I'm like, I don't know, I may want. It's like, no, I'm not gonna want those. Well, stop being silly, Tahoe. You're being silly. Okay, so let's take these off of here. I think the hard part is that there have been several cases where I was like, oh, I need that thing, and then luckily I did save part of it or any of it and ended up working out better. But rare cases. So, what are we picking up that's way out here? What is that? Oh, that was weird. There we go. Check out. Oh. Wait, why do I have duplicates here? Why do I have the E in the... Oh, I love when it does this. Copy, let's do that. Yeah, it does this weird thing. I don't understand. All those copies. There's like a whole bunch of these layered on top of each other, and I don't understand why it does this sometimes. And like it splits the letters. God damn it. Let's go ahead and copy this whole thing. Do that. Okay, that did it. Now we can put this back. We're gonna need to do the same thing down here, though. Copy, delete that because it's a weird duplication glitch here. These two. Okay, they're all about us. Check out our jungle books. They're all about us. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Don't mind that. Everything's separated. Characters behind the little barrier here. We need to move the shadows. Make that bigger. Contain both of them a little bit here. There we go. And then I think I'm going to add a few more books here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's about 6 there now. It's fine. Let's take a swath out of the middle. Copy, paste. Let's do this one. But let's set. What happened there with the lost parts of those books? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 good enough? We're kind of just randomly stacking them. If people have gotten older business cards, they'll be like, oh, there seems to be more in the stack. Maybe as we go through the series, maybe we'll add more as we change out the cards. Because this is, like I said, this is year 3. Yeah, a couple more there in the stack is a good idea. We could also add some just like piling over at some point. We could really ham up and play with some of that. Yeah, I like that. He's looking right at us. I wonder if they should they be looking at each other? Would that look weird? I don't know. I don't know. Should they be looking at each other, or should they be looking at us? Let's do this. Let's go back. Yeah, let's leave that. Kind of looks like they're waving at us that way. Let's change up how this center one looks. Which is this one. Okay, so that. Keep this for the moment. Move it up here. I'll group it together so we don't lose it. Oh, that's funny. I forgot one of the buttons circles because it was behind his hand, still blue. That's kind of funny. There we go. Let's do... Let's group that together. Get rid of his tail and stuff. this back to flat here. Let's see about centering that a little bit there. Let's bring that to the front range. Bring to front. Range. Let's send up to the back. Send to back. Nah, neither has to be poking out the top of the stuff, or which we could move that down. Okay, I don't know where to put that quite yet. Let's do select. No, let's not do that. Let's see. Okay, that's that. Let's do a new layer. Let's put patch back on there. Okay, it's gonna be big. Do that one. Select all. We can change out their faces too if we want. Copy. So it's gonna be really big as well. Yeah, so let's go down here. Means he's gonna have to be smaller as well. Group that. Group that. Okay, so we should be able to put these guys. Let's flip this. Transform, reflect. Let's nestle him back behind here. Object transform, reflect, there, nestle that back there. Okay, something like that for the moment. I'm gonna remember. This is what the previous one looked like. He had the little button in his paw. Let's see, what do I want to do here? We kind of already have them peeking out here, but our sticker is going to cover this part of it. His little whiskers, I need to do something with those. Copy, paste on top. We're gonna add a little. Ooh, that's a lot. I want to. Can I thin that down at all? Can I do 0.10? I can. Okay, cool. Let's. These are already grouped together. Object, group. Let's see. Can we send those to the back? Transform. No. Arrange. Send to back. Yeah, something like that. That one not really big for some reason. .05? Why does that one seem not even for some reason? These two look fine. Compound. Okay, that's a group. Should be this one. 05.0. Huh, that's weird that they're not doing the same things. Okay, cool. Let's go into here. Let's change. That to white. Birds 2. There. Just ungroup it. Ungroup. There we go. That'll make it easier. Ungroup that as well. Wait. Okay, so let me save it right here real quick. We're gonna take a 3-minute break here in about 30 seconds. The reader. Hello, Alex. So let's switch over to our assistant cam, see what's going on outside at the moment. See if we can see Sora at all. Where's she at? Oh, she's hiding from us. She's not there. Okay, well, we'll just hang out here. But yeah, we're going to take a 3-minute break here. We're going to run some ads. We'll pause what we're working on, and then when we come back, we'll keep going and doing more stuff and go from there. So stick around. We will be right back. Switch over to our other camera because I believe, yeah, she's sitting right in front of the door. I don't know. Do you think we should let her in? I think that's what we should be doing here. Do you think she wants to come in the house? Oh, no, she changed her mind. She's like, nah, I'm good. Stop doing that. changed her mind. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay out here. There you go. That's what she does when she wants to come back to the door. She just comes and sits right in front of that window, that door, the glass door, and just looks sad, like, I would like to come in now. Every once in a while, she'll bark and let me know. Hey, you're not paying attention. Oh, all right. Welcome back. Good morning, Alex. Hopefully it was a good morning for you. Did you wake up on time? Did you mess up on the time change? Are you good? I know we talked to Sunny last night that he missed it a little bit. I think we were thinking it was going to be much harder this morning. I woke up. I even woke up before my alarm went off, so something was telling me the change was coming, or I don't know. My body was just like, hey, the alarm's about to go off. You should wake up. And it's just like, I'm a bitch. So hopefully not too many people got caught in the time change. It was funny, yesterday we went to a birthday party for Dreamer and I's nephew, or excuse me, our niece, who just turned 1? Yeah, first birthday. And we had to go, so we ended up taking 2 cars because my daughter had her school thing that she needed to go do on Sunday. So my wife and my son took off and went to go pick up my wife's grandmother and grab her to take her to the party. And they showed up at her house, and she goes, "Oh, your guys are so early. I'm not ready." And my wife says, like, "Grandma, the time changed last night." She had no idea. It just had right over the head. She had missed it. But we got into talking about this last night on the podcast, that we realized she has no digital clocks in her house at all. Everything that she owns is some kind of mechanical, physical clock on the wall, like the old cuckoo clocks and stuff like that, like littered throughout the house. So her sense of time is all based off of those. She does have her Mac computer, but she hardly ever uses it. She doesn't have a cell phone. And as we know, for some reason, our microwaves and ovens can't understand the time and make that change, so they don't. So those were all off and wrong too. So yeah, it was kind of a funny, interesting setup to think about and to have happen. And then for her to have to rush a little bit to get put together so they can go to the party, because she was off by an hour. But yeah, I understand why the ovens and the microwaves don't, because every time zone is different across the country. I get part of that, but it still seems we got refrigerators with touch screens, pads in them that can have cameras facing inside of the fridge to tell you whether or not and then can text message you and let you know whether or not you're running out of milk or juice or something like that. But we don't have the ability for, I'm not saying I want my oven and my microwave to be connected to the internet, but there's gotta be some other way to do that besides, I don't know. Anyways, back to work. That's above my pay grade at the moment. I'll save that for another day. I will, soon after I finish solving world hunger and stuff like that, I'll get on fixing that problem. That'll be my next big thing. That seems about right, right? That seems legit. That seems like the correct escalation of things, right? Solve world hunger, fix the clocks not changing to the right time, depending on where you live. I feel like those are equivalent. I could be wrong. It looks like Dreamer might be home. Yep, yes, I was correct. Hello. That's just facing out the back door. Oh, you're good. Dreamer wanted to make sure she wasn't getting in on the camera because I put it facing out that back door. I'm pretty sure we'll get more views if you just walk back and forth through it a bunch of times. Yeah, you're gonna do that instead? Yeah, that'll definitely get the viewer count going. I'm not gonna describe to you what she was doing. Give the people what they want. It is Twitch. It is very popular for that type of stuff. This isn't OnlyFans though, so at least not yet. Sometimes it acts like it though. Come on, click. There we go. Backwards. Okay, cool. So we got those two. Bring the black and white again. Now the question is, I want to do something like I feel like the only logical way to do it is to do the same thing again like this. Shouldn't affect the QR code. So, do that. We need to do this. Something like that. Probably not even going to be in frame. We can make it like more sneaky, I guess. don't think I like that. Meow. Just over there yelling at Dreamer. This is Tahoe. Do something like that. I don't like the way buttons are situated over here. Yeah, maybe something like that. I definitely want to move around that QR code just a little bit here. Actually, I want to separate that. All. Maybe something like that. Oop, I gotta move Patch's arm because that one didn't go correctly. I think I moved either of their arms. Yeah, there we go. I didn't realize that I didn't move those at the same time. So let's double check our QR code real quick, make sure that's running correctly, even with their little paws in the way. Yep, still good. For those of you want to know, you can actually just bring up your phone, even with it on the screen like this, and it'll bring up and tell you whether or not it's working. Because you don't want these, even like his little arm bits and stuff like that, to go over top of any of these QR bits, because that could possibly cause it problems. Or send people to the wrong location, which is not what we would like. Okay, so question is, we've got that all in. Let's go ahead and save that real quick. I want to look at the original one again. Okay, no shadows on any of that. Cool. May need to get Dreamer's opinion on this one. Okay, so we still have this button left. Do we want to put it somewhere? That would be kind of cute. Copy that. Get rid of it there. Damn, how did I not see that before? I could also put it back in his hand and not have him not holding on to the thing. I kind of like him holding on to the QR code though. Do I like that there? It is kind of cute. Does it counteract with her? Sometimes cute is nice, but you want it to make sense as well, not cause problems. especially when you're doing stuff like this, you want to make sure that readability and understandability is much higher on this. Do I like it? No, I don't. I don't like that there. Book series and more, stitch-tales.com. Okay, so we have it written there. So even if people don't want to use the QR code, they still have access to knowing what the website is and where it's sending them. Okay. Is there someplace I want to put this? Here. Put 2. Put 1 there. Copy, paste. Put a couple of them on the end like that. Let's change this to the correct color. That's interesting. That text is correct. That text is correct. Those are correct. I have a feeling this is not correct. Okay, so let's see if we can find it. It's one of these two. Let's go change it to CMYK. Oh, interesting. It looks off. Why do these look weird? Is my eyes? Might be my eyes. There could be screen issues too. Okay, so all of that has been corrected now, which is nice. Uh-oh, Alex is sending me reels. This means he's not watching the stream anymore. Now he's just browsing through the internet. Through the Instagrams. Okay, so that looks fine. Don't mind the little buttons there. Not bad. They're not great, but they're not bad. That's okay. We're still building this out. This is a slow process trying to get all of this set up the way I want. Get to a final product. So that looks fine. Change that out. Oh, I know what it's gonna look at. Okay, so it's these one. Too much. Here we go. Fixed it. Let's go in here. We want to do this. Go here, these two. Let's go ahead and copy those. Back one, we're going to paste it on top. We're going to add a stroke around each one of those. It's going to be... oh, that's what it was before. Okay. Center... that's outside. Okay, cool. Do double rounds on that. Let's arrange and send those to the back. Perfect. The problem with the character having, and Patch in real life has white whiskers, is that when we are faced with a white background, or really light background, sometimes those little tips of those whiskers disappear. Same thing has happened with this setup here. So what I've done is I've duplicated them out because I want to add a black line around them so you can see these white whiskers, but I don't want that black line to go all the way into the body here because I don't need it, and two, it just makes it look like it's a separate object on top of them. So we layer that all the way into the back of the image behind the character so that it literally just peeks out around the edges of the secondary pieces of his whiskers, which are on top. Neat little trick. Hey, Alex, thank you for contributing your points towards our assistant here. Get back to work. I know you're sending me Instagram reels. Get back to work. We are at 17,944, so we're almost made it to 18,000 points donated so far for our treat for Sora. We're at 59%, so we're really close to that 60%. And we still got 16 days, so we got plenty of days to get there. Plenty. So thank you, appreciate that. I think this is looking pretty good. Really don't know if I want those buttons on there though. I'm gonna leave them for now. They do kind of go with our story. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. We need to unlock... we need to move this first. There we go. That goes there. That's for our cut marks. What else is out of place at the moment? We don't need those. Yeah, that's for alignment purposes, which we're still good on. It's fine. Cool. Sure, yeah. So we've got a very faint line here. That's our our real cut lines. So, cool. So we should be able to start duplicating these out. Select all, copy, paste, let's group all that together. Make sure it's right, make sure we got everything that came over, series and more, stitch tails, buttons, characters, QR codes there, stitch tails after stores put together. We're gonna check out our children's books. They're all about us. Yeah, should be good. Spacing and stuff, that's good. Copy, paste. Uh, 7.25, yes, good. Copy, paste, down. 2.75, yep, correct. East. That one is not correct. So what I'm looking at is at the top there, you give us X, Y coordinates and our width and height, right? So our width and height we don't have to worry about. But the X, Y coordinates, they shouldn't be these weird strings of numbers, this 0.2657, like that's off. So we can actually click down, that should be 0.25. Yep, that's exactly where it needs to be. The way I set it up is I actually did all my math set up and set all my guidelines up so that everything should base out evenly on the correct even numbers, spacings, or whatever it is. This way all the cuts are exactly the same. Everything lines up correctly. 0.25. Yep, 5 inches. That's correct. Yep. And everything should be lined up now. So I get about 9 business cards per sheet. Because these are 2.25 inches tall, it kind of sucks because I should be able to get, these are 8.5 by 11 sheets. I should be able to get, if they were 2-inch cards, I should be able to get 4 rows of these, or 4 no, not columns. Yeah, 4 rows. But I don't, because I need that extra 1/4 of an inch, so that when I make these cuts for the stickers, which we talked about earlier, on these little pathways, that I actually have enough meat on the outside edges for those 2x2 stickers. So gotta give some to get some. That's how that works. Yeah, 2.25. So reduces the amount we can actually get on a sheet, which is okay. Maybe someday we'll make them a little bit smaller. I think that's doing some of this processing stuff and trying to figure out how to put all this together, and working with the idea of standardized sizes. And there's a lot of like product out there in the world that is 2 inch by 2 inch. So if I want to make my stickers 2 inch by 2 inch, then but also still want to make these business cards hold those stickers, then I can't make the business cards 2 inch by 2 inch because they are bigger than the card itself. So I can't do the cool stuff that I want to do with it. So I gotta make one of 2 adjustments. I either have to make the stickers a little bit smaller, or I have to make the business cards a little bit bigger. That's how that works out. So I opted for the business cards to be a little bit bigger, which means that I can't get as many out of a full sheet. But in return, when I do my sticker sheets, which look like this, I don't have as much waste, so I'm not wasting the sticker sheets. And I can use, the thing is like the sticker sheets, if I have a bunch of waste off of these, then I can't use them for anything because they're a sticker sheet essentially. Whereas this basic paper, this cardstock paper, I actually save all of these little drop-offs, and I use them for like little notepads and little notes that I write for myself. For like if we're in the middle of stream and I think of a crazy idea, I just grab one of those strips and write it down, and it sits right here on my either on top of my desk or on top of my computer here, so that I have it, so I can check and be like, oh yeah, I forgot I need to do that. So things don't go to waste here. Try not to, at the very least. Okay, so we can get rid of those finally. We've got everything set up here, so that looks great. Don't need the sticker sheet yet. But what we can do... So this is the other side that shows the... basically just information about me and who I am, and like base information kind of stuff. What I'm thinking of adding on here, maybe I don't want to do that. A lot of book people I notice when they give out their cards and stuff like that, they either have their email address on there or they have their phone number, which that one seems a little not necessarily iffy, but that one makes me a little bit nervous in a weird, silly ways, more than likely. But I don't know if I want to add. I feel like if I needed to give somebody's just like, oh, give me a business card so I can email you or something like that. I think I've got enough space here. I definitely have enough space here that I can just write it on there for them if they need it. I have a physical copy right here. It does have a hole in it though. So I have to remember this is where the cutouts are on the for the sticker on the other side. They do come through. Questions. So originally what I was doing is I was taking and that did the wrong color. Interesting. What I was doing is taking a X-Acto knife and cutting along this shape here, this angled shape, and that's what I was using for the stickers to put into here. What we found was a better way, which was to take a punch that actually does a rounded shape like this, and use that instead, and that has worked out much better. It's faster, it's less, it's not as hard on my my fingers and joints that way, because when you're using an X-Acto knife, if you're repeating the same task over and over with, like we have 9 cards on this sheet, 9 or 2, if you're doing 2 sheets, that's 18. Like I was making a bunch at a time. That's a lot of pressure to put on your fingers and stuff like that over and over again like that. So I was like, maybe we should change part of that. So luckily Dreamer had a punch that I was able to acquire / steal from her. She wasn't using it, she gave it to me, and use that instead, which has worked out really well. There we go. It's a little far down there. Is the same on the other side? No. should be exactly the same. That's fine. Those are our cutouts. Technically, I've got this set up. I don't need to do... No, I didn't think of this before. Transform, reflect. Yeah, that's what I should do. I should swap those out. Poop. Why didn't I think of that before? I don't want those anymore. Which means I need to move. I need to move this. I need to move the design around, which means my other sheet that I did down at the bottom no longer works. Favorite thing is to realize something at the very last moment and then have to go back and change stuff. Always my favorite. Let's go ahead. Let's close that up. Oh. No, we don't want to take... We don't want those. Those can stay. That's fine. Let's grab these. There we go. Much better. Probably move this around. Where's our guides? Guides. Select all. Think that's better. I think that's better. Is it better? Where is the center of our... We don't have a guide for that. Let's see. We want to put a... It's not the midpoint. Is it the midpoint? That should be center now. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's delete that one. We don't want it there. We want it there. Okay. So now we should be able to... I want to unlock that. We want to unlock these, select all. Like we're really close. That's technically center that direction. That's technically center that direction, but we're touching down at the bottom. Yeah, I think that's going to work like that. Okay, so now we've got both of these matching here now, which is good. We no longer need that or that. So now we know where our cut points are that come through on the other side. This will also help me line up, since I've got these now. It will help me line up on when I go to do these punches so that I can punch through and make sure that they're in the right spot. That's good. We got rid of those sharp points. We don't need them anymore. Yes, okay. That one's fine. We don't want the background. Actually, no, let's leave the background on there for a second. Let's unlock everything. Select all. Copy. Close all that. Paste. Or attempting to paste somewhere. So okay. Group those. Move that over. Yep, that's correct. Copy, paste. Yep, that's right. Paste. Let's actually just move this over here. Just fill it in. Okay. Copy, paste. Paste. Just made that easier. Actually, these are wrong. There we go. Now we're aligned correctly. Those are aligned correctly. Okay. That is the nice thing about having those XY coordinates up there, is if you select an object and you want to move it, I think it's a quarter, maybe it's a 16th of an inch. You just click on the up or down and it will move 1/16 of an inch in the direction. And if I think it's two, yeah, it's a quarter. This way you can get all of your alignments to work out just perfect. Especially for me, this is a front and a back print on these business cards, so I have to make sure that everything lines up from the front to back, or at least that they're lined up enough with a little bit of play in them that if they are slightly off, or if I there's a little issue with the printing or whatever, it pulls the paper just a hair wrong, whatever, that we're still within the tolerance of making it all work. So like this, and then this. See how these all have lots of white space around them? That's for that extra tolerance, just in case that something is a little bit off, that these have a little room to float around and hit where they need to hit. That's why I don't want to like overdo it, or like I could take this the character logo and make it bigger and stuff like that, but I don't want to push on some of those tolerances too much, just in case. Okay, so we can turn off the back because we don't want those colors coming through. Let's check the trim view. Perfect. You can see it's got that little thin line, gray line, so I can line up my cuts when I go to cut everything out correctly. All of our punch marks on it. Sweet, that's looking good. Let's go ahead and save that one. Okay, so is there anything that I want to... We made the update for Twitch here. let's... Do I have the other social media? Where is that at? Should be in the promo materials. No. Where would that be? Where would that be? What I'm looking for is the social media graphics. Shouldn't be in here. Website images. Images. Where do I put those? Tahoe anime stuff. Social icons. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, okay. So let's do. So that's the center one. Put this in there. Way too big. We're gonna go ahead and add, I think we're gonna add blue sky on here so that people know they can find me there as well. I do have a TikTok account and stuff too, but I stopped using it. Okay, why don't you let me grab that? Weird. Okay. Let's go ahead and do black and white. Tracing may proceed slowly. That's fine. Let's go ahead and expand that. So I can have control of the color. Okay, so we need to do something else to rasterize. Do rasterize. That's not what I wanted. Thought it was expand, but I think that's wrong. Why is it inside of a container?
I thought you said it was beautiful.
Okay, it's grouped together.
Everything's okay.
I think we're okay. Not doing exactly what I wanted to do, but that's okay. Go ahead and make it like that size. And then we'll move everything over. Let's see, do I want to do that? What does the rest of our stream logos look like? Okay, the rest of them don't have the blue sky on them quite yet. I think I'm gonna leave it though. Copy, paste. Perfect. Take this and move this over a little bit. Bam, look at that. Almost fits right in the Artist Illustrator Creator here. Let's see if we're really close. We're really close. That's perfect. Okay. We have almost just about as much space between that R and that A. So I got that pretty dang close there. I'm happy with that. I'm good with that. Cool. So should be able to do. So that's all of that stuff. Which one contains the background? Is that the background? That's the background. Put that there. Select all. Copy. Lock those down. Paste. Okay, let's group those. Copy, paste. XY coordinates are fine. Those ones are off. Perfect. 75, yep. Copy, paste. That's right. Yeah, 5. Okay. Sweet. Updated with the new stuff. Yeah, we don't need this on there because I don't want to accidentally print that out on that sheet, even though it's probably a punch through, just in case, like I said, those holes are a little off from each other. I don't want extra printed material on there for any reason. Cool, there we go. We got business cards updated for later in the year when we get to closer towards releasing book number 3. Got that nice and updated, which is good. Got a new graphic here, and got our backs all put together. So cool. Cool beans. So let me open up my next file here. Handmade stickers. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate this. Duplicate. Actually, you know what? Let's open it up before I wanna adjust this template a little bit here. Okay, here's this template. I don't think we need the stamp frame anymore. I think we just need the frame. Yeah, let's do that instead. Let's double check our other one, because I don't think we have. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, that's just telling me which stuff gets cut there. Let's save all of that. Okay, cool. So now we can start duplicating these out. Duplicate. Actually, one more thing to check before I duplicate that up. What is our assigned? Where is it? Color. Assigned profile. Okay, so we are not working CMYK. So let's switch that to CMYK. Let's save that. Let's do the same thing with this one. Sign profile. Let's do the CMYK. This way we can get the correct vibrancy on stuff. Perfect. Now we can duplicate that. Sheesh. I wonder. Because this is black and white, so this shouldn't matter. Let's go ahead and save it like that anyways. Who knows? Sign profile. CMYK. Save. Cool. Get that all set up. Now we can open up this one. Huzzah! Alright, peoples, we've got about a minute and 25 seconds here until our next break time, so let's go ahead and check on our outside. Don't know if Sora's... she's probably not by the door. Oh, yeah, you can see her a little bit there. She's just hanging out. So we'll pause here on our next thing, which is moving on to making some new stickers. And we'll take our 3-minute ad break. I'll go grab... I've got something to drink here, but I'm going to go do a little walkabout for a minute. Go talk to Dreamer for a second. See how she's doing. And then when we come back after the break, we'll keep going for our last hour of stream, trying to get as much fun stuff put together as we can. Some more illustration stuff, some more artwork put together. But if anybody has any questions about publishing or anything, feel free to let me know, and I will answer them when I get back. So stick around. I'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you for your participation. I got approval on the new business card designs. So got the thumbs up from the regional manager. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the stream here. We are on to our last hour of our stream. Hey, Coffee Kindred. Oh, thank you.
Coffee Kindred bet the assistant.
That one goes. It goes right there. She's right there. I always have. She moves around so much, either where she wants to sleep or if she's inside, outside, depending on what she wants to do. That I try to move the little alert box around to where she's at, and it's hard to keep up with her and be like, oh yeah, I forgot it's in that one location. But thank you, I appreciate it. Sora appreciates it too. She's a good assistant. She keeps everybody occupied while we're doing our little advertisement breaks. So, and she's just enjoying the world out there. I think if we swap to our other camera. Yeah, she's like right below. Can't really see her. She's down right underneath. I'd have to go change the angle of the camera, but it would be way more deck showing than sky. So yeah, she's just hanging out, just being a dog. She loves it out there. We'll see what she ends up doing for the rest of the day. Never know. Never know. But how's your day going? Everything okay? I know I saw that you had followed me over from Blue Sky off of there. I'm assuming you saw one of my posts, either the Kidlit Art Postcard Day one or maybe the one of my posts for the streams and stuff like that. But I appreciate you coming by and watching and hanging out. I'm trying something new here where I'm trying to see whether or not I've been doing the streaming thing for a little bit now. Trying to see if this has any utility for authors and stuff like that. There's a lot of new stuff kind of coming through the pipes, a bunch of different things. I'll see if I can clear up my thoughts here and spit them out. One about trying to build communities and stuff like that, and having something like this, having a streamer or something like that who does self-publishing, who does illustration and stuff like that, who is on as much as I am, doing 3 days a week kind of stuff, if there's any utility in that, if that actually strikes an accord with people, or if any of the information that I have is worth anything, or if we can get enough people in here to be able to form a little community around and stuff like that. I know there are several other ones. I know the one I follow on Blue Sky, it's what's her name? I forget. I know I have her. I know I have one of her things liked. Charlene. Because she's the one that puts together the Kidlit Postcard Day hashtag over, or helps put that one together over on Blue Sky. And I know she started a Discord and stuff like that. I joined that one. It's an interesting place to be in. I haven't found myself in there much. Probably if I wasn't running my own Discord servers for other stuff, I might be in there more often. But it's I feel like there's a little bit of I think the Discord server would definitely be better than when they try to do some of their live postings over on Blue Sky where it's just the messaging back and forth essentially on there. That one felt a little bit more strange to me in a weird way, in an odd way. So it was like, okay, what if the text messaging version of that is kind of funky, the Discord one I'm not really interacting with as much as I probably should or want to. What's a different way that I could put something together to give the community like another pinpoint, another place that they could hopefully rally around or find something, whatever that is. I was like, oh, I've done Twitch streaming, like gaming and stuff like that, and I'm doing a lot more artwork with my own books and stuff now. It's like, what? I've done other artwork on streams, but nothing like completely dedicated like this is. So I was like, wonder if I take the next year and try it out, do 3 days a week. Play with I'm still trying to decide whether or not I'm going to play with some of the times, because these are really early in the day. Play with the times, try to figure out if there is want, need, interest in those things. If I can pull any resources in for different stuff. So like we've done a couple like promotions for people that have published books and stuff like that. I talk quite a few times about our local writers groups and stuff like that, and the SCBWI regional faction that we have here, our group here that we have, and just kind of like trying to figure out how to promote stuff, get people together and figure that out, and see if the streaming thing here connects a bunch of those pieces, but also helps support part of the work that I am doing. I know the ads and stuff like that are not very fun, but at the same time, there's a possibility that with enough viewership that they could actually could support certain parts of this. And I have to give a shout out to Sunny, Ruth, Weird Mr. Alex, B-Shack, a couple of my other friends and stuff like that, because they do come in here and they either redeem their Amazon. So Amazon gives you a free, if you're signed up with Amazon, you can actually subscribe to a channel, one channel a month, with a free Amazon Prime subscription. It works exactly the same as any other subscription that you would normally pay for, but it basically comes free with your account. And the streamer does get a portion of the money from that. So it's like, okay, so there's a bunch of avenues to be able to make some money to support part of these projects and stuff like that. And if there's an audience for it that comes, then the ad revenue and some of that stuff can also support. It's like, it might be worth it in a certain way, especially if I figure out a way to structure it respectfully, by not like blasting people with ads every 30 minutes or every 10 minutes or something like that. Give them a big enough chunk and then make it so that they don't miss anything if we do run ads, make that an actual pause point. But yeah, trying to figure out and connect all those and see if it actually makes some money, because there are animal rescues that are on Twitch that do actually really, really well. They make enough money to help support their animal rescues. So like, and I know that's a very different scenario in that way. Those are nonprofits, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that there's not a possibility, because there are tons of authors and illustrators and stuff out there that are either working in the self-publishing sphere, doing their own projects and doing their own stuff that don't really mix in with the trade, traditional publishing setups and stuff like that. So they're what I'm basically saying is there's a bunch of us that don't have a lot of money that are trying to figure out how to do something like this because we're enjoying it and having fun with it, and trying to figure out a way to make a living-ish out of it. I'm still trying to just figure out whether or not that's even possible. I feel like there's a slim possibility, but I don't know. We might be able to make that a little bit wider if we push on it a little bit. But yeah, kind of the idea, kind of what the not necessarily the plan, but the idea behind a lot of what we're doing here and what we're trying to figure out and stuff like that. So if that sounds interesting and cool to you of any sorts, or if you have any questions about anything at all, it could be about streaming, it could be about any of my projects that I've worked on, questions about me personally, I'll try my best to give you what I can, or about art, illustrating, programs I'm using, any of this stuff, feel free to throw it in there. Or even if you have commentary being like, hey Tahoe, you need to move that title over there because it's like 2 pixels off from the center and it's really bugging me, and I feel like that would really hurt people when they were looking at your work, and be like, cool, thank you for that, I definitely need to move that 2 pixels over because that's would drive me insane because I'm a crazy perfectionist in some aspects, but yeah, that's what we got going on. So if not, just hang out, chill, watch what my craziness comes up with across the board here, and laugh at me when I do something silly and stupid, or everything crashes and burns around me. One of the two. I just want you to have fun. That's all I want. I hope you're enjoying. Okay, back to doing legitimate things now instead of me yammering for the next 2 hours. Let's grab, so we're going to work on some stickers here now. Some of our older stickers, they look like this. Very basic, very simple. Splash of colors, 2 little 2x2s here. What we can do, we've got a lot more to play with now. We've got 2 characters to do things with. Dreamer has requested that we put together a best friends sticker, so I got to figure out how to put that together, and then play with some of the other stuff around in here too. So kind of the plan for the rest of the stream. Let's just grab a color here. Copy. Okay. We got our frames, we got our guides. Paste, perfect. Okay, so now we know where our background is. Don't need that. I'm gonna grab these for now. I try not to repeat too many of the same things over and over again, if I can. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got, let me grab these stitchings real quick. Frame. There we go. Those guys. I'm just gonna grab that just in case I want it, need it, anything like that. Get rid of that. Save. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on here. Might not use it. I think I want to change. Yeah, I want to change some of this out a little bit. Let's go ahead and make these a little bit smaller. I'm hoping at some point that I can get some people on here. I want to do some promotion for other people's books and projects at some point here. I also want to see about getting some people to come on to the episodes and we can talk about putting together projects, putting together either writing, illustrating, or both, either or, something along those lines. Kind of the hope guide, or not guide, part of the hope that I would like to put together at some point. Colors, we're going to recolor this artwork. Let's go ahead and shift this around, play with this a little bit here. Pinkish, purplish. Let's play a little bit here. What if kind of like that? Kind of like that. Let's go ahead and spin that. Yeah, it's gonna do that pattern at the moment. Bigger. Yeah. Do that. Let's get rid of these stitches for the moment. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need those. I don't like that background, just like that. Let's pull our... We've got our base characters here. Should be fine. We can always change out the faces if we need to later. So it's the great part about standardization. The way I've designed all of this is that it's all standardized for myself. Let's go this one. Let's swap out. Do this guy instead. Oh, copy. Let's separate these two. This way I don't get them all messed up with each other. I don't think I have words on any of the... Oh no, I guess kind of. Kind of like this pattern. And group that together so I can move it around easier. Select all. Group that. Let's grab these two. Technically, he's supposed to be a little bit, well, we're gonna get them on the same plane here. Technically, he's supposed to be a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Let's see. I can play with this. I wish I hadn't made these stickers 2x2. It made it work out so that I could, actually I might still be able to play with it a little bit. Yeah, I could. Okay. If I did make them 2x2, I could make them into a little bit more of a Polaroid shape, which I think I'm going to try to do. Polaroid shape is going to have wrong place. Let's go back up here to the frame. Going to have a bigger bottom on it. Yeah, even if that's square, it still gives off Polaroid feel in that way. I think I'll be okay. I think I want to make this next set of... I might want to do all of them from here on out for these free stickers. I might want to make them all in this like Polaroid style shape, so that they have kind of that vibe and feel to them a little bit. Go ahead and combine those. So I want to do is almost like this one, this one, this one, this one, and I actually want to pull them in. Point. Can I do like a 0.2? Okay, so these don't get cut. So a lot of like, even like business cards, they actually get rounded off corners because I have a rounded punch that I use. I can't remember. I've got a Polaroid on my fridge. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go look at it real quick. What are you looking at? Oh, are you watching the stream? Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to round off these corners or not. Yeah, should they be squared off? You like that better? So these are the 2x2 stickers that go on the business cards. Okay. That's what I thought. Right? So imagine like, I thought about this while I was just concepting this out. I was just like, because I really love the Polaroid look of, that we've kind of come across a couple times in the experiments that we've done. And I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea to have the business cards with that sticker that looks like a Polaroid. So it almost like we're giving everybody a Polaroid of the characters. You know what I mean? Don't bring your phone because we don't want that to play through. Oh, you muted yourself? Okay.
You could even like kind of do best friends like that.
Yeah, I could add little wordings and stuff. It's
cute.
gonna be small though, because this is...
Yeah, well, we know it is. But
That's gonna be the side.
okay.
I'm just letting you know. But I can do like a bunch of different backgrounds and... The gingham. Gingham, that's the word. Dingham?
Gingham.
Gingham. Yes, it's...
Not Gangnam style.
Gangnam style.
No, Gingham.
No? Am I wrong?
Gingham.
Yes. I love that song. It was a great song. You're gonna kill
My
me.
dad.
You're gonna kill me.
So old.
I am old. Yeah, and then I can do some fun stuff with that. And that's the thing is like we can then build little scenes for them out of the stickers too, and do it like
We
that.
definitely need both a little play structure because that was one of the big things.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cuddling together all
From
day
the-
in a bed, like
from the
they're
book pages
huge
that I have?
cuddling together,
Yeah. I've got several of them from the book pages that I could pull in
Yeah.
here to make into stickers for this. Yeah.
That one's my favorite.
So, do we make these and give these away for free, or do
Those are
we
good business cards. I like the Polaroids as business cards.
like those as
Yeah.
business friends freebies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best friends.
Best friends. But I'm talking about the best friends. Okay, so let's work on put him in front. Do kind of what we did on the other ones. Move the eyes around a little bit. Let's move this here. Here. There we go. I think we should do something with our hands, though. The funny part is that since these are characters that kind of are aware of their situation, they know they're in books. They know that they're. I always harken it back to like Deadpool. He's aware that where he is and that he has an audience that he can talk to and break the fourth wall and stuff like that. Like I've set these guys up that they also do that similar thing. They there's even one the newest for book 3. There's one page where when Patch introduces himself, he's looking right at you. He's not looking at buttons or anything like that. He's introducing himself to the reader in that way. So it's when these characters like show up in my social media posts and stuff like that, like they are interacting with the posts or showing up actually in the background of pictures and things like that. So they come and go with me wherever I need them to go and stuff like that, or wherever they would like to go in certain aspects too. I remember last year when we were getting ready to release I think it was for the release of the title cover. I don't remember which one it was. I'd have to go back through the social media posts and look to see what it was, but we were getting ready to go on a vacation with the family, and I spent like a lot of time setting up for the week that we were gone, all of the social media posts that would come out, and it was videos of, or was it videos specifically, just videos, or was it posts like image just posts? Either way, and Buttons got to take over those the social media. So like, yeah, he pops up and goes, hey, my author's on his vacation, so I'm taking over, and I've got all of this set up for you to show you all these cool things and blah blah blah. So like, it was coming straight from him and his perspective because he was the one in charge of all the stuff. So he's self-aware essentially. So they are aware of themselves and that they are in the stories. With that, why I got off on that tangent is because even though these are Polaroids, if I want to play with it a little bit, I can actually make them interact with the Polaroid framing a little bit here if I wanted to. So like if I take this one and I can put it, I can even put it like this. So it looks like he's just holding on to the edge. Just kind of a funny little thing. Make buttons an AI assistant. You know what, Sonny? The funny part about that's... Oh, my son's calling me. Hold on for 1 second. Hello? Okay, I have returned. Sorry about that. It was not non-emergency, but it was important. Son was talking to me about competition that he participates in every year. That's part of Skills USA, and essentially nobody's competing in the competition that he's competing in. So like all of the other schools either backed out or didn't. Something weird going on. So he's giving Mrs. Tahoe all of the details right now, and then I'll figure it out. But yeah, crazy stuff. Education's weird at the moment. So let's get rid of that. I guess technically I don't need either of those because I already have. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so like this, they let me do the trim view so you can see the. Hopefully I unmuted myself. I did. Okay. Yeah, so like that would be the trim view of it, and they're just kind of like interacting with the frame. They were afraid of him. Yes, that's what they were. They were afraid of him. No, sadly, they're cutting a lot of the programs. So a lot of these, even his school, they cut the animation programs, which it is the dumbest thing ever. Like we use 3D animations for advertisements and stuff. Like everybody does. Like our main economy is casinos here, and they use that stuff constantly. So to handicap the programs that were actually going to help them find people to do a bunch of that stuff that was just dumb. But it sounds like it's all across Nevada, so everybody's program is getting destroyed in that way. So you can let me know after. Cool.
I was wondering if you
I thought about it and I was just like, I just want to try it for right now. But no, what I was talking about before I got that phone call with your comment about it making them an AI assistant, when I had originally drawn them, And I think I have a copy of this here. I can actually bring it up for y'all to see. This is not copyright. Well, I mean, technically, I guess it is copyrighted and stuff like that. But this is, let's see, where are those 2006 designs? Yeah, I'll show you this because you asked, Sunny. Let's get rid of this trim view. I had originally designed them to be AI characters. They were going to be faux characters, but that was kind of their first iteration back in the day. Was they were supposed to be avatars for my website, and they were going to, do certain things like he's carrying the QuickTime logo box. That was kind of what their original intent was, or original idea. That quickly evolved and changed as the character design changed back in 2006, I think is when this one says. But the concept of them being able to do more than just be characters on a page persisted. Like that, I don't want them just to be like those flat characters. I want them to interact with people. I want them to, like you said, maybe they'll have little assistants, or I know I've got a model for I built an actual V2 model of the Sora character with their tail wagging and stuff like that. I had built at one point. It was when I was learning how to build V2 models. Not like our little PNG tuber here, which is very basic, but an actual V2 model that could move and bend and stuff like that. And I had experimented with the Sora character just to see if I could do that, and made the tail move and things like that. So like the ability and the setup that I have for it is there, and the versatility to be able to move it around and do all that stuff. So I'm not ruling that out, that there's a possibility that I could put something like that together, Sunny, but I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know where or what I could use that for quite yet. But yeah, you get a little bit of a lore dump there. But this is, like I said, this is what the original characters look like. Some of the features, basics, kind of went through. Definitely the eyes changed, and how the setup. They would have been a lot more three-dimensional, as you can see where characters turn to the side here. I kind of went away from that once I started developing this into an actual book project, and took a lot more influence from like old newspaper comics, picking up like Snoopy, basically any of the Peanut stuff, and thinking about that flat dimensionality and what that looks like, and then layering that with anime and manga and stuff like that, and finding that blend between those two things. Pretty cool. There is a character out there right now that is becoming fairly popular, by Kutori. Gosh damn it, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look to see what it's. Let's see if I can remember it. Kutori official. What is the name of this series? I forget what it is. Of course, now it's not going to translate for me. I think I follow the other account as well, but I don't remember. It's about a little penguin, and he's basically kind of the same idea. It's a little blob, little round, little ball, very simple, basic shapes, stuff like that. Actually, I'll show you guys. Just Gotta send myself a picture. Airdrop. Computer. It's been interesting because I've been able to follow this story over the past year or so, like that. It's gotten kind of popular, and lots of cool animation and stuff going on with it. This little penguin, just a little simple little penguin guy. Very similar to what I've got going on. But so another piece of like influence that I get to look at and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like the way that's set up and or doing certain things. This is way more like animated because of its series and stuff like that, which is kind of cool to think like, what if I did get down the road and these characters got, you know, not necessarily popular, because I think they're a little bit rougher than how soft and inviting this little guy is here. If they did get somewhere down the road, that they could be turned into an animation of some sort, and it would have a very similar feel to this, I believe. I do love that he has little feet, his little penguin feet that pop up here and stuff like that. My characters don't have little feet like that, so little subtle differences in certain ways, but yeah. Cool little project, very basic. But it's an interesting process to think about all of those different places, thinking about what these characters can be translated into in different ways, and you know what their story actually is. So for me, when I was like developing part of this, I was looking at, like I said, Snoopy, and I was looking at like Mickey, and did a lot of Disney projects and stuff like that, and trying to be like, okay, why? Part of the reason why these characters and stuff are so successful is because they're persistent, right? They're baked into these worlds. They're these characters that do all these things, but they also never change. They never age. They may learn things and teach you lessons and things like that, but they are perpetually always stuck in that form forever. So, which is good, because that's, you know, you're going to connect to that character, and when you get to be 50, 60, 80 years old, you can still recognize that character and connect back to it in that way, which is a really cool idea. And I thought about some of that stuff, and I was like, I want mine to actually have, my characters to actually have a life. I want them to interact with the viewers and stuff, because that's what I want them to be able to do. And I want them to get older and stuff like that and go through that process of life. I don't want them to be persistent forever in that way, because it's just not what their vibe and their feeling is. So, but when you make a choice like that, then it changes how you build your stories, how you integrate them into your projects and stuff like that, and think about, like I said, their interactions with not just the reader, but the viewer, the people that just casually stop by and see it and be like, oh, they're busting out of the page here. What's up with that? And then they have questions and comments and stuff like that. And oh, the characters keep changing and being a little bit different. And this is like, oh, they're getting older and stuff like that. They have more that they've learned throughout their lives and experiences, and those show up in the stories then too. So just a different setup. So back to our design here. Got a little off track there. I've got some other original designs that I can show from the 2006, 2007 concepts that I had put together, but maybe we'll save those for another time. We'll keep working on this one. Do I want to overlap these guys a little bit more? Yeah, let's overlap them a little bit. Dreamer, do you like that they have their little hands over the... You think it's good? Or do you think they should be...
I mean, like that a little bit more.
like a real Polaroid? Yeah. Sometimes it just depends on when we want to break the fourth wall kind of things. Just depends. We could put their arms up and stuff and doing things too. They don't have to be down like this. Just gotta punch him. Pshaw, pshaw, pshaw. Anyways. Yeah, let's move this down here. Like something like that, where they kind of have their hands up a little bit. This one down? Like that? Do you want his hand on top of whose? Because he's just a little squish ball right now. Remember, he's just a little fat guy. It might not work with our frame, though. It's alright. Sometimes it...
Or his hands over,
Could be. Maybe. I can put... But now he has no hands. Let's grab these two. We'll put them behind. So now if we want to take these and put like... You gotta put it like behind him a little bit too, that way.
No, we need patches at one of his hands.
Well, I think either one of his hands needs to be up, or I don't know if out would be good. We also don't have this stitching in here, which doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think we need that right now. That's just extra. I could also change out the eyes too. Okay, so question for you. Since we've kind of got this started with this idea of these Polaroids, what if I make like a Polaroid series of them, right? So we start off with something simple like this, and then almost like they went into a photo booth and took a bunch of silly pictures. What if we did something like that and made it into a little series? Yeah? Would we change the backgrounds, or would we just keep the same? Yeah, I think we change the background colors and stuff like that. Yeah, I can change the colors. And we could play with the faces and stuff a whole bunch with that.
Eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
City faces.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. See, look at that. Concepting up some ideas here and coming up with how they're going to work. Cool.
I want to see what it looks like though with best friends on it.
You want me to put best friends on there? The
But
wording?
I want it to be like fun writing.
Fun writing? Do you want me to just handwrite it? No? You'd have to tell me what you think fun writing is. Wait, what happened? Wait, what's happening with my keyboard here? Just that was weird. Yeah, it was delayed. It was weird. Let's go here. Let's go here. Centered. Yeah, it can go any way we want, but do you want to get a font down first? Yes, no? Okay, so let's move this over here so you can see it while we're messing with it. Let's make it a little bit smaller. If we go...
Oh, I like that one.
Oh, I don't know which one that is.
What is it?
Myriad Pro? Just trying to move fast. I don't know what it is. Molly. You like that one? That was easy. There you go, we're done. Okay, so we can envelope it, we can bend it a little bit.
I was more thinking like this.
Like what? Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to bend it the one way first and then bend it back the other way. That's essentially what we gotta do. Kind of like it's a stamp on there.
Or, you know, like when you're scrapbooking or whatever.
Yeah, scrapbooking. So would you like build like a little cloud or something around that to something? You have to put something on there to.
I wouldn't. But I ain't
like that, just like that.
I do, but I know you like.
Because it's gonna be that tiny, so it's.
I know. It's so cute.
Really? That's it? Really? Seriously, really?
You know I don't like a lot.
You need more.
Why?
You need more. It at least needs to be bold.
Okay.
It needs more.
No, it's cute. You could also write it down here in handwriting because people always write on their Polaroids names and dates.
I could do that. I could do. Let's see. Why did that disappear? Why are we disappearing here? Oh, it's behind the frame. That's why. I got it on the wrong layer. I gotta put its own. I was like, why is it doing that? Okay, so we should be able to go back to trim. I'll do it better, but that's kind of the idea, right? I gotta do this by hand. This is hard.
Or you could do best friends on there too. That's cute too.
I kind of like the idea of
You put buttons.
B-U-T-T-O.
That's not two T's, that's B-U-T-L. Buttons and
You're a turd muffin
That's
sometimes.
better.
Yeah, yeah. We got the idea. Okay, cool. We've got a concept and an idea for moving forward and doing some more of these. Cool.
because you know when you go to a photo booth, you can pick little widgets that go on your picture when you print them, like a best friends or a heart emoji or a
Correct. And it's usually not words. It's some kind of like, they call them stickers that they put on to their.
I think you can pick words too.
You can pick words, but they usually have some kind of extra piece
And then
that goes with
the
it.
handwriting at the bottom is way cute because a lot of people always write on their
Yeah.
Polaroids at the bottom.
That's what I was thinking. I'm going to go back and redo it a couple
That's kinda
times.
cute.
That's really rough.
I know, but it looks like the cats wrote it.
I did. It's true. I could put
And
their...
I like that you have a capital A instead of a lowercase a.
Yeah.
Because the cats wrote it.
I'm going to change it. No, I'll probably do it a couple more times just to see if it comes out a little bit better.
Save that one.
Save that
It's not
one.
funky.
I know it's funky. That's why I say
funky.
it's funky. Kind of cool. Kind of like this idea. All right, peoples. Let's see. We've got about a minute and 20 seconds here until our last break. Let's go ahead and check outside with our assistant. See how she's doing. She can give us a weather report here. She says it's nice and sunny and blue skies out there, minimal wind, perfect weather to take a nap on the deck. Oh, thank you, Sora, for giving us that brief weather report there. Appreciate that. See if I can focus that just a little better. No, it's not. Okay. So yeah, we're going to pause here for the moment, do that break, the little ad break, and then we will come back. We will do our last little wrap up of information, and then we are going to be done for the afternoon. So stick around. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Hello. Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it. No, I'm right there with you. I am shocked that if that's true, that they basically cut, because they didn't cut the competition, obviously, because Jeff was able to sign up for it then. So Skills USA is still doing that competition, but nobody in Nevada is signing up for it. It's really, really weird. That seems. I know they cut all the programs. It's still the dumbest stuff I've ever heard, but so basically what I'm saying is, for everybody on stream, if you're in Nevada and you have a kid whose program has just been cut, arts, crafts, whatever like that, send them my way. We'll figure it out. We'll do creative stuff and screw everybody else. We'll make this all. We're gonna do cool stuff. I want them all. I don't want to let the creativity go away. We need it. We need artists and creators of all types. We need you all. But we have reached the end of our stream for the afternoon. I am going to be back on Wednesday for a shorter stream, because that is the early release date from school for my daughter. I will be there for that. That's from 9 to 11. But Friday I will not be here for our stream that goes from 9 to 12. I've got a doctor's appointment in the morning time. It's at 7 something. It should be fairly quick. It's just a yearly checkup kind of thing. And I think my doctor is going to be happy with me because my blood work and stuff all looks pretty good. So it should be short. But in case I get over there and I have to do a bunch of like insurance paperwork and all of that, and it takes me an hour, 2 hours, whatever like that, I didn't want to promise a stream if I was end up going to be late or just not make it at all, depending on what was going to happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm not going to be here, and if I change my mind or something happens, which normally if I'm like, no, I'm not going to do the stream because it's too close to that appointment or whatever, I usually just like, I'm okay. I'll bypass on that one. I already let people know about it, and then I'll do some work on some other stuff and things like that. Get some things together in exchange. Get some probably get some stream stuff worked on and things like that. So, but that is the plan for the week so far. We will also be doing our 500 Little Things podcast on Sunday night again. We got our homework for that, so go back and check the video. It should be up on YouTube as well, to see what next week's topic is going to be about, what this Sunday's topic is going to be about. And if you want to come by and throw in your commentary about that as well. Do you remember what it was, babe? Oh yeah, it is our talking about the crazy stuff from COVID. Yeah, what did you learn from COVID? I know what I learned. I'll give you a hint. Shh, don't tell Mrs. Tahoe. She's running away from me so she doesn't hear it. I learned a lot. So I'm sure we're gonna get into that conversation on Sunday, so that'd be interesting. A lot of life things happened. So but other than that, thank you all for coming by and hanging out today. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, Weird Mr. Alex. Thank you, Coffee Kindred. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out. Thank you, Dreamer. Thank you. I think Bryce was in here for a little bit too, I believe. I don't see any points or anything from that, but thank you all for coming and watching and hanging out. I appreciate it. Like I said before, hopefully these streams are either informative or interesting or any number of things along those ways. They find something of it be of some type of interest. I'm gonna keep doing them. I know I talked a little bit about some of this at the very beginning. I forgot there was one other point that I wanted to hit with that, which was talking about showing your work. There's a thing about, especially as AI is making its way into a lot of different things, being able to prove that you are actually hand creating things or creating things on your own without AI. And there are, I think there are some assistance things that AI can do and does already, whether it be spell corrections and spelling corrections and stuff like that, that even Grammarly is AI assistant now. But that you showing your work online and being able to point and be like, hey, did you make all that book, or did you AI generate? And be like, I've got 6 months worth of videos on my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel that you can go back and watch the process from beginning to end. Every single illustration, every single pixel, literally, that because I'm working in a vector-based program, so you get to see every single pixel created along the lines here. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it'll be worth something, maybe it won't, I don't know, but we're doing it. We're seeing if it works. Yeah, we'll keep going. So thanks for stopping by. Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Funky records.